Welcome back everyone to the Junk Planet. Today we are looking at the Bring Art Aqua. I am very excited for this figure. This is from Kingdom Hearts 3, or Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, which looked exactly the same. The girl don't age. Bring Arts have been kind of hit and miss recently. Very expensive figures. My wallet, no me gusta. They normally look great, but they either have articulation problems or QC issues, just poor paint quality. But I have high hopes for this. The promo images looked slippery like a goose, good poultry, so let's have our fingers crossed for this, guys. The last Aqua that was released, which was the Playarts Kai version, was bloody fantastic. Hoping this is the same quality as that. I will be comparing this Aqua to that later in the review, so stick around for that. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling. That's what I do here. I ramble, I jamble. But let's get down. Without further ado, let's review. Okay, here we have the box for Aqua. It is exactly the same as pretty much every Kingdom Hearts Bring Art figure, bar the Halloween Town Sora. I think that one was different. Had like a Halloween theme. Same as the Christmas Town one had a Christmas theme. Whereas the rest, they all look like this, which is good. It would be quite cool to get, you know, a bit of differentiation between the characters with their boxes. That would be quite nice. But yeah, for the most part, we have this design on the sides, the little emblems, Mickey emblem, Heartless emblem, that stuff. On the back, we have pictures of Aqua, which looks great. Have a bunch of legalese. There is a lot of stuff, a lot of Japanese, which I cannot read. Same on the side as the other side. At the top you have a nice little window. Attention, please don't ingest this box. That's about it really. There's not much to say about these boxes. They're sturdy, definitely sturdy, but a bit bland. I quite like a window box or just something, you know? Maybe some info about who Aqua is. I don't know. Food for thought, Square. Alright, and here we have Aqua out of the packaging, and it's good. It's another Bring Arts figure. If you saw my Ventus review, a lot of the same issues I had with that guy are going to come up again here. Looks very accurate to how she looks in the game, but again, we have the same QC issues that we've had with other figures in this line, and also just, it's expensive. It's so expensive. But anyway, we will get into that. Let's take a look at some of these details. Alright, so the head sculpt on Aqua looks really, really good. Very accurate to how she looks in the game. They've really nailed that anime aesthetic now. Like the first few figures in Bring Arts, they looked a bit off, especially Riku. Like those eyes were terrible. Whereas now they're going for more of a photoreal thing where they've printed the eyes on, and yeah, it looks 10 times better. Here you have her pink straps going over her chest. The paint here has been missed somewhat, and here as well. And on the side, like there's a skin color bit where it's supposed to be painted. Just a bit sloppy, in my opinion, some of the paint on work on this. Like the sculpt is definitely there. It's tiny, tiny details here where it's just slightly missed the mark. Here you have on her corset, the bits of string have been well painted. There's nothing has really been missed from here. On the side, you have her metal armor bits. They've been well done. Very shiny. Got some sculpt work here to make this look more like fabric, which is nice. The hair is in 2 pieces. Makes it flow down nice. It looks like the hair has a lot of texture. And is definitely in the right position on her head, which with the Playarts version, which I will get to when I do my comparisons at the end, definitely the head sculpt on this is far better than that one. Although there is a lot of stuff the Playarts version does a lot better, in my opinion. But again, we shall get to that. Her skirt piece here, it's a bit bland, it's all one colour. Could do with some wash or just some more detail, that'd be really nice. For her legs, the paintwork here is not good, especially here, where it's just not been done correctly. So what they've done is they've just, to make it join up, they've painted the top part of the skin color plastic, and the black doesn't show up on it very well at all. I don't know why they just didn't have the leggings start here instead of slightly above the cutoff. Yeah, it's bizarre. For the feet, it's just one solid bit of metal plastic. These bits are quite rubbery. They're not going to break off though. They're very sturdy. Nothing on the feet, no pegs. For the Keyblade, I'm annoyed that we only get Master Ericus's Keyblade. We don't actually get Aqua's Keyblade with Aqua, which is bizarre. We'll talk about that more in the accessories. Whereas the PlayArts version included both Keyblades, which I definitely think is the way to go. For the Keyblade itself, it looks okay. There's like paint chipping here and here. It doesn't really look like a metallic plastic they've used here, like for the armor on the sides or the armor on the feet. This is more just a grey plastic. So I would have preferred if they'd used the shiny metal here for the Keyblade as well. And again, no actual chain for the Keyblade, it's just a bit of plastic. Alright, let's take a look at the articulation. The head is just on a socket, so you can get it to turn this far. The hair gets in the way. She can't look up really at all because of this hair at the back. It just, we won't allow it. And it can go forward about that much, so there's not really in it. And there's a bit of tilt. The arms can go this far up, which is pretty good. They can go all the way around. They can also go down and up. They're on a bit of a hinge here. There's a ball joint for the elbows, and it makes this noise when you do it, which I really don't like. And the armor piece here, these are very thin bits of plastic, but I don't like leaving her arms bent, just because I feel like it's going to warp it somewhat, so I think it's best to keep her arms down when posing her. For the hands, they are just on the pull peg, so you can get a bit of down, a bit of up, and they go all the way around. Same articulation obviously applies to the other side. For the torso, there is a bit of movement at the top here. Get used to seeing that happen a lot. I'll put her legs to one side, just so I can get with the articulation on the torso. There's a bit of an ab crunch here, which is quite good. Goes far back as well. The legs are on a ball joint, and it likes to pop off a lot. A lot of this stuff likes to pop off, and you also want to be really careful with it because it's very delicate. It's not really meant to be posed around. You want to pose it, whack it on your shelf, leave it forever. Don't touch it again because it will probably fall apart. So you can get a twist, obviously, because this is on a ball joint. I don't even think it's in properly, but yeah. And you can get it to hinge forward slightly, but again, it's popped off. So you kind of want to leave this because the legs will keep falling off. And for the legs themselves, they go... Oh my god. Ah! No! The legs can go about this far forward. And they can go about... They probably can't go back because the dress will get in the way. So they can't really go back. There's a swivel at the top of the thigh here. And they are double jointed. It's quite a nice knee joint actually. And then the feet suck. It's the worst part of the figure. There is literally no articulation because of these boots. So you can get it to go down that far, up that far. There is no ankle pivot, and then there's this massive toe joint. So getting her to stand up is very difficult, unfortunately. Luckily she does come with a stand, but the annoying thing is that all these Kingdom Hearts characters have such big feet, so all the other characters stand up really well. But for Aqua, she's the first of these where getting her to stand up is quite difficult. Especially if you want to get her in a cool pose, it's going to be hard, especially with no ankle pivot. See? These toe joints are really loose, so it does make it even harder to stand her up. I just wish they wouldn't include those. They're not useful. They don't really help the articulation, and if anything, they make it more difficult. That is the articulation on Aqua. It is okay. It could be a lot better. It could be slightly worse. For the price, it should be better. It should be better for the price. Hey guys, I thought I'd add this bit in. After I film a review, I like to take pictures of these guys and upload them to my Instagram. I also include them at the end of the video. And for Aqua here, this is extremely difficult because whenever I move her, she just falls apart. Like, this will not stay connected to the body at all. I don't know what to do. I can only get her to stand up. As soon as you move those legs, she just comes apart. So be warned if you're buying this. Hate to be so negative with this. I really want to like it. It looks good. It looks good, but there are just so many issues with it that make it impossible. Ugh. Okay, here are all of Aqua's accessories. Here we have a keyblade, which I've previously looked at. Here we have a smiling head, which looks good. Here you have a head with the eyes closed, which is becoming a pattern with these Kingdom Hearts figures. And I don't know, I'm never going to display them with their eyes closed. I don't know why they keep doing that. It's really weird. But, I mean, it's nice to have, I guess. And then here you have the default head that was seen earlier. At the back here we have a gripping hand, a sort of open palm hand, another sort of grabbing hand, open palm hand, a fist hand, another fist hand, gripping hand, and just another open palm hand. So in terms of accessories, this is okay. Again, I would have liked her other keyblade. Perhaps instead of this head, it would have been nicer to have gotten Aqua's keyblade. You know, her weapon she uses. She uses Ericus's in some of the games, but oh well. That's a very fan nitpick, but yeah, I would have preferred that. To swap out Aqua's accessories is pretty simple. So the heads just pop off like so, and slot in. So for the hands, they just pop out like that. Well, they shouldn't pop out like that. That is the actual joint itself has just come out. Oh my god, this figure. It's just falling apart. It really doesn't want to stay together, does it? So hands swap out very easily, unless the whole joint decides to come with it. Oh, there you go. They should come out like that. And then you take another one and slides on in. There we go. To get her holding her keyblade, it's pretty simple. So this actually comes apart like that. And then yeah, so you take the gripping hand, slide it over the handle like so, and then you just reattach the back section. And that is it. Okay, so Aqua comes in at around 6 inches tall. Here she is compared to your other average scale figures. This is the 7-inch DC McFarlane Joker, and this is the 6-inch Marvel Legends Spider-Man. Here she is compared to the other Birth by Sleep figure that I have, Ventus. This is wrong. She's too short. The scale here is off, which is very frustrating. I don't know how they quite got that wrong, but yeah. So she should be a lot taller than Ventus. Ventus is quite a short character. There really isn't a lot in the height difference here, which is very disappointing. Okay, and here she is compared to the other Aqua figure that I have. This is the Play Arts Kai Aqua. I definitely have some thoughts when comparing these two. The face sculpt for the Bring Arts Aqua is far superior to this one. It looks way more like Aqua from the game. However, the detail on this one is a lot better. Like, if you even look at the skirt here, there's a wash put throughout it. There's more detail here. Just better paintwork. Even the metal at the bottom, there's like a purple tint in it. And there's not really as many QC issues, like where the paint has missed on this version as compared to this version. I'd say the elbow joints, or the joints in general on this one, are slightly worse because they're ball joints and they're a bit more obvious than they are on here. But for the most part, I think the Play Arts Kai version is the better figure overall, especially in terms of money, because when this came out, the Aqua here was perhaps like £5 or £10 more expensive than this one, which is ridiculous. This one also comes with both keyblades, which I have here. This includes Master Ericus's keyblade as well. However, she doesn't include multiple head sculpts, but she does come with different hands. I prefer the older one, if I'm being honest. Obviously, because it's bigger, you can get more detail into it, but I just don't think that's much of an excuse. Especially when it's just sloppy paint and this one just falls apart in your hands. Whereas this one, I've never had issues with joints coming loose or anything. But face sculpt is better. It's nice to have the 6-inch scale. She goes in better with more of my Kingdom Hearts figures, whereas the older PlayArts Kai, they kind of stand out like a sore thumb because they just don't scale with anything. But yeah, those are my thoughts on these two. Okay, and that was the Bring Arts Kingdom Hearts 3 Aqua. I do feel like I've been a bit negative on this one, like I was on the Ventus one, which I don't mean to be. That they are really cool. They are great Kingdom Hearts figures. If you're a Kingdom Hearts fan like myself, it's really nice to have 6-inch scale figures of these characters. But unfortunately, I just don't think the price justifies the quality of these. They are getting better, like they look more accurate to the characters, but they have sloppy paintwork and they are really delicate. Like parts fall off of them, or the legs just, like as you saw earlier, the legs just came off. Like, so posing her is very difficult. I think the accessories they choose are a bit bizarre as well. It's a bit like with SH Figure Arts, how they've started including different face sculpts where the eyes are just looking in a different direction, which is a waste. Like a complete waste. Like, I would much rather just have the one head sculpt for Aqua, but include her other keyblade or her charm, her like Wayfinder charm. That would be way better. But it is what it is. Look forward to more reviews in the future. Hopefully I'll be doing Terra when he comes out, as well as the Sora and Riku version 2s, which I'm very excited for, because the first release of those, they haven't aged particularly well. But yes, so please subscribe and like if you can. I'm trying to build this channel, so please do. Anyway guys, this has been the Junk Planet, and I shall catch you soon.